What is going on, my Bagel Bites? It is Mr. Bagel Bites here, bringing you a quick team breakdown, really. We just got back from Kent, Ohio, where we made top cut with the Gyarados team from, I think it's a couple weeks now. Some very small changes, kind of changes that I wish I hadn't made, but we still made top cut, took 4th place. It was a lot of fun. Ended up going 4-1, only lost the first match, and the guy I lost to also ended up making top cut. So I kind of want to go into like a quick team breakdown to kind of show what happened. So we had Raichu. I think this was Alkadias' team, if I'm not mistaken, with just a few small changes, mostly to the Togekiss. That was about it. And I might go back to like the Super Luck Togekiss after this upon playing. This is probably my favorite team of the season. Raichu is such just essential Pokemon. Like, it comes in clutch so much more than I thought it would. It's such a great Pokemon. So it's got the Focus Sash there and Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod with like Gyarados here makes Gyarados just such a freaking monster. Gyarados, and let me tell you, Earthquake on Gyarados, no one ever sees it coming. The Max Quake Gyarados in Dynamax form, no one will ever see it coming. I'm telling you now. In game 1, it came in clutch once. We still lost, but we went to, I think we went to game 3. It was against Wii something. Sorry, I didn't write the name on a few of these, but he was really good. Yeah, so the Moxie Gyarados spread, freaking just, with the Assault Vest, this Pokemon is so good. It's so much fun. The Max Quake just ends up killing so many of its counters, and then Raichu just protects it. In game 1, we played Wii. He brought Chandelure, Conkeldurr, Milotic, Grimmsnarl, Togekiss, and Durant. We got a few of their moves. Like, I know the Milotic was competitive with like Muddy Water. The Conk was Guts with Mach Punch and Thunder Punch with like Flame Orb. And I haven't seen very many Flame Orb Conks in a while, so that kind of took me off guard. He led the Durant Milotic, I think, every game, and it was really strong. Like, Durant is really good. Oh, and it carried Thunderfang on Durant, which threw me off. I wasn't expecting it. If I had swapped out Raichu at one point for something else, I think it was Arcanine rather, to get like a Intimidate off, but then it just ended up like costing me the game because he Thunderfanged at that moment as I switched. I don't know if he predicted it or if he didn't know about Lightning Rod, but it cost me the game because then it took out Gyarados. But man, it was really close. It was a lot of fun. Durant's a monster. I'm probably gonna have to build a Durant team. Like, it's so good. I can't stress it. I think out of the 6 games we ended up or 6 rounds we ended up playing, I played against 3 Durants, and I beat 2 out of them. But it's really strong. Raichu here still. I'll kind of go over a quick team thing since I already did a video on it. Volt Switch, Nuzzle, Fake Out, Brick Break. If you want the EV spreads, make sure you check out the other video that I did, #1 ranked team. It has the Gyarados Raichu as like the thumbnail. I think it's a couple weeks ago, but I know the spreads are in there. I just kind of want to go over a quick team, like what happened at the event. Tyranitar, the Choice Scarf Tyranitar with Unnerve was such a clutch Pokemon in this event. Like, Unnerve, no one ever saw it coming. It stopped a couple Arcanines. I think, yeah, a couple Arcanines. The Ice Punch didn't come as clutch as I wanted it to, but it's still really good. Crunch is amazing coverage. Shuts down Dragapult really well. Superpower came in a lot more clutch than I thought it would. It did really well. And Stone Edge. Screw Rock Slide. I'm sorry. Stone Edge on Tyranitar is the way to go. That single target damage just takes out Arcanines and like other threats for such huge chunks of damage. And then the chance to crit higher too is just so invaluable. Tyranitar is awesome. Togekiss is the only Pokemon I didn't feel like great about basically the entire game. So it's got Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Flamethrower, Air Slash. I wish I had gone with maybe like a bulkier build, or not necessarily a bulkier build, but maybe Super Luck and changed up something. It did well. It did what it's supposed to do, but like, I never felt good about it in any of the games. Like, I didn't bring it too often. When it did come, like, it typically got one shot. Maybe I used Weakness Policy. That was Scarf. Maybe I should have used Babiri Berry instead. I don't know if that's the problem, but yeah. But we did end up going 5-1 before top cuts. So that was a lot of fun. I did end up actually getting the burn off a flamethrower, I think, in like game 3. So and an air slash. So maybe the String Grease came in clutch more than I'm letting on, but because it led to victories because I didn't lose again until Top Cut. But yeah, it's good. But if anything was going to change, it would probably be the Togekiss set. Jellicent. I kind of wish I had Curse Body because Water Absorb didn't really come in clutch, but it was still really good. Scald, Strength Sap, Trick Room, Imprison. The one Trick Room player that I played was so mad when I dropped Imprison against this Hatterene. Imprison Jellicent is still one of my favorite Pokemon to this day. I think it's really good. Citrus Berry. I might change the item on this too, because it's really bulky, but not a 50% because it doesn't get quite that low. But maybe, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Maybe the Ghost Berry, because it did face a couple Dragapults that if it had the berry, I think it would have lasted longer and did a bit better. So I would look Kasib. I think it is Kasib Berry. But that would probably be the one thing I'd change about Jellicent. Everything else I really love, honestly. Did really well. Brought out a couple games. Yes, the Bandit Arcanine came in so... It was so good. This Pokemon was amazing. Bandit Arcanine, I don't know if it's because of its speed tier or what. It's max speed, max attack, and like 4 in HP. I don't know, but the close combat ended up killing so many Mons that I didn't think it would. Extreme speed was... I think I only used it once, but it was really good for when it did get used. Flare Blitz and Wild Charge. Oh, in game... wait, maybe I can find out. I think I have it written here. I think it was match 4. Yeah, he had a Gyarados. But I didn't reveal Wild Charge till game 3, and he had it, and I dropped the Wild Charge with Arcanine. He was like, "Where did that come from?" It was crazy. I think it was Jeremy that we played, but he was really good. He was the other Durant user we played before Top Cut, but yeah, it came in. It was so good. Max pulled his weight. And then Gyarados. I mean, the Moxie Gyarados set, it just wins so many games because like they can't get to it through Raichu. If you set up like more than one Max Quake, it's so bulky. It's decent type, defensive typing on its own with the water flying, but this Pokemon did really well. I was really proud of how it did. I'm really glad that we ended up using this team. That's another thing. You can't just bring a team like that you would use for what's it called? You can't just bring a team that you'd use for Battle Spot, whatever it's called, for the online ranked for like Master Ball and stuff, because it isn't just best of 1s. It's best of 3s, and that matters. So like you can't, like, a gimmick won't always work if they know it's coming. So you have to like keep that in mind and have a team that can like kind of adapt in like the following games. And I feel like it's a problem that not everyone always thinks about. So like a team could do well in 1v1, sure, but like in 3v3s that definitely changes things. But the team did really well. Yeah, we was really good. Game 2, I guess I didn't write it down because I can't find it anywhere. I know in match 3 we played against, I think her name was Emma. She brought a Pikachu team with, I think, like Sylveon, Whimsicott, yeah, I abbreviated here, Tyranitar, Excadrill, and Duraludon. It was really strong, but I played really well into the Pikachu League because she led Pikachu both games, and I was able to like bring in Raichu at opportune times and then KO with Max Quake, because no one ever predicts Max Quake Gyarados. Like, it never happened. It never got predicted once. And it just picks up KOs that are insane. She played really well. Game 1, she was definitely taken back by the Volt Absorb, or Lightning Rod rather. And then just the boosted strength from the special attack boost. But then in Game 2, she adapted to it much better. I didn't get all 4 moves on Pikachu, but I can assume it had Protect and Surf, and I'm like, it was either Thunder or Thunderbolt. We didn't get to see because I KO'd it. And then I'm assuming Grass Knot was the last slot. I can't say for sure, but that would be my assumption. Sylveon, we only saw Hyper Voice. Obviously Pixelate. I didn't get a whole lot of notes for that one, but oh yeah, Grimmsnarl had Thunder Wave that got absorbed by a Lightning Rod in game 1. I see that now. I forgot about that. But yeah, Durant with Thunderfang, actually really good. Just a heads up. Didn't see it coming. It was really crazy. Game 4, I played against I think his name was Jeremy, if I'm not mistaken. He brought a team of Dragapult, Durant, Chandelure, Hitmontop. Now this is going to be interesting. Hitmontop with Togekiss and Gyarados. So the cool thing about this team that I didn't see coming, the Hitmontop was Figgy Berry with Feint, Sucker Punch, and Fake Out. And he brought a Weakness Policy Dragapult. If depending on the lead that he brought, it was Togekiss and Dragapult in the first round. And he would follow me and set up Dragon Dance with the Dragapult and then try and sweep with it, which he almost did. Like, it was really strong, surprisingly, because I didn't see it coming. I didn't think a Dragon Dance was going to be what it did. And then it just Dynamaxed and ended up trying to sweep. But we did go to Game 3. But in Games 2 and 3, honestly, the reason he probably lost was because he Sucker Punched his own Dragapult. And I was like, oh, wait, that's not real. No, it turns out it was, because he was activating his own Weakness Policy, guaranteed to go first, because it can't outspeed and there's no priority that can really hit Dragapult that's super effective. So the Sucker Punch, but he crit both times that he did it in Games 2 and 3. So it put his Dragapult in a really low position that it shouldn't have been, and then I was able to, like, pick it off. But it was honestly really surprising, and I would say it's gimmicky, but it's really strong. And if you don't crit your Dragapult, then then it can be really good. But yeah, the Hitmontop had, like, I know it had Feint, Sucker Punch, and Fake Out. The last move, it's hard to say. I didn't get to see it, but I would assume like Mach Punch would be my guess, or maybe Close Combat. The Dragapult, I didn't get any of its moves because it just Dynamax, so I got Dragon Dance. Or no, I'm sorry, it did use Phantom Force, and I'm assuming either Dragon Claw or Dragon Darts was its dragon move, and I didn't get the last one. I'm assuming it was Protect. But yeah, but then he had Durant and Chandelure and Gyarados got bopped by, I think, by Raichu using like a Volt Switch, and it like knocked it really low enough for our Gyarados to pick it off and get the Moxie boost off it. But yes, that was that. It was really good games. He was probably one of the cooler players that I faced. He was fun, and Durant was just so popular at this event. Round 5, we played. Man, I didn't write his name either, but he actually brought a Surfetch team within DDD. It was Trick Room with Surfetched, which was surprisingly strong, carrying, I think it's Room Service, whatever is the item that lowers speed on Trick Room. So that was that, and then Arctozolt, Delmise, Chandelure, and DDD and Hatterene were the team. All I ever got to know on the Surfetched was Close Combat, and it had the ability where you can hit Ghost Pokemon with normal and fighting type moves. I forget what that is at this time, but that's what he used, and it was honestly really strong. I don't know what his build was, but it was like really bulky. Like, I couldn't take it out easily. Like, Gyarados had to use at least 2 max airs on it or 2.5, because I got really, yeah, it was really strong. We were able to use the Imprison with Jellicent to shut off the Trick Room, and that won us Game 2. I misplayed in Game 3 and accidentally hit Earthquake with Gyarados into our own Raichu because I misclicked, and it ended up killing Raichu. We did get a Moxie boost, but then he was able to Bolt Beak, so if I hadn't done that, the Bolt Beak would have got Lightning Rod and we would have won that game, but I accidentally clicked that, so misplays by me. But yeah, so in DDD had like Mystic Fire and Follow Me is all I got to find out. The Delmise had Shadow Claw, and then the Arctozolt only used Bolt Beak. And I mean, the Hatterene was Magic Bounce, but that's not surprising. And Wiki Berry on in DDD, but yeah, he played well. I just think he was very much taken back by the Max Quake, as most everybody was. Max Quake on Gyarados here, just such an amazing Pokemon. And last but not least, we played, I think it was another Jeremy. There were 2 Jeremys there. I think he was Rodriguez, if I'm not mistaken. He played a really cool team. It was Conk, Duraludon, Togekiss, Arcanine, T-Tar, and Jellicent. The Jellicent was, all I knew is it had Trick Room. The Togekiss was Yawn and Follow Me. The Duraludon used a dragon move, so it was probably like Draco Meteor, and then T-Bolt and Protect. And the Conquidor I know had Drain Punch and Mach Punch. I didn't get a whole lot out of it. The Duraludon was Life Orb, not incredibly surprising, and Weakness Policy, T-Tar with Sandstream. Yeah, he was really good. We ended up getting, we actually lost to him 2-0 in there at the top there, but he was really good. Nothing really different about the team. I mean, it was pretty, in a lot of ways it was similar to ours, just with a couple changes that I can understand. But yeah, I think I could have won if I played a little bit smarter, but I was also getting really tired, and the person I went with was in a hurry to leave, so I think I was kind of thrown off in the top. But yeah, that was about it. The team was a lot of fun. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on Mr. Bagel Bites content. If you like this kind of video, let me know. I can keep you updated more on our tournaments that we go to and talk about how they went, and what we used and stuff. If you like that, make sure you comment down below. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. I super appreciate it if you do. Share the video around. Let your friends know. But yeah, that's about what happened. I had a lot of fun. It was a cool venue. The parking was a little lackluster. Wasn't a whole lot of it, but we ended up being okay and we made it. But thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, catch you later.